Welcome back to a brand new episode of She Talks Life podcast, and this is your host, Tavon Ray. You can find me here every Mondays and Fridays with brand new episodes. Please don't forget, if you enjoy listening to the podcast, leave a raving review, like the podcast, and subscribe. This helps the podcast to gain recognition and help push the content to a wider audience. Once again, thank you for listening. Now let's get into this week's episode. Back to another episode of She Talks Live. This is your host, Von Ray, and I am back. I am back to give you another episode. Um, let's jump in. So today's episode, we are actually going to talk about friendships and how friendships do not identify the same for others. Friendships and relationships. So disclaimer here, I am not the friendship expert. I'm not the friendship expert. However, I have watched friendships fall apart. I have watched friendships grow. I have watched friendships that fell apart. Other friendships have developed outside of that. Um, because that's just the way life goes, right? So the reason we're talking about this today is I was talking to my sister the other day, and she's talking about her friend and the overview and her opinion and such and so forth. And it dawned on me that every friendship is not going to look the same. And then also, every friend isn't going to be what you consider a friend. So let's break this down. Let's unpack this because a lot of times we as friends, we throw that word around so freaking loosely. Like friendships look different on everybody. And I am not the one that actually will say, oh, that person's my friend. Like, that's not me. I don't meet a person and be like, oh, she my friend. I'll be like, this is such and such. This is where I know her from. But I don't say this is my friend because I have a hard time connecting with female friends due to the fact that what you see is what you get with me. And a lot of times, people tend to want to change who I am to fit into whatever it is that they got going on. And to me, that's not a friendship. You work on yourself, work on your own identity. But me as a person, you don't need to fix me because there's nothing broken with me. You can judge me if that's how you feel, but there's no need for you to fix me. And I find that a lot of times why friendships don't work out is because of that internal judgment that we place on the other person's life. Because what they're doing, we ridicule it, we make shameful remarks about it, because of how we see ourselves. And a lot of times, as friends, people don't really look in within each other. So I could be your friend. I could be as I could be as the greatest friend ever to you. I could be there for you how I feel like I think a friend should be. I could show up. I could do my part as a friend. And then to you, when it comes to me, you'd give me the bare minimum. You give me your ass to kiss, as they would say in the Caribbean. You just show me your ass. And that's just the reality of it because every friendship looks different. And so, because I value the friendship, doesn't necessarily mean that you value the friendship. Um, my best friend, I met her through another friend that I've known since I was a child. And this friend dogged me out, showed me her ass, and I walked away from that friendship. I walked away from that 20-year friendship because I realized that I was valuing her as a friend, but she wasn't valuing me as a friend. She didn't see me as worthy of her friendship to be there for me and ride or die and whatever. I was talked about like a dog to other people that who had no clue the real story because people make up their own shit. But the mutual friend that we had eventually became my best friend for the last 13 or so years. Um, Counting her having her baby, maybe 14 years we've been friends and we've gotten to be close. That is a friend. That person that I call my best friend has uplifted, has been kind, has been rewarding, has been fulfilling, has been generous, has been open, has been vulnerable, has actually told me and called me out on my shit or given me advice on when I'm in a bad place. And I took that advice and I was able to show up and do that. You know, when they gave me the advice, and she was there for me. And so we reciprocate for each other. So that friendship, that's a bond, that's a sisterhood. You know, when you hear people say, "Oh, that's my sister," with that at the end of it, that's the heart talking, not the brain, that's the heart talking. Now, a lot of times, as well as friendships, like I said, we slap that on. One of the reasons that if you notice lately, if you're out there in the universe tech world and you know about Twitter and you're on Twitter, um, a lot of women will say, why is it so hard to make friends as an adult? And I brought that up to my therapist. I was like, um, what is the reasoning for that? One of them is technology, um, and instant gratification. We want everything fast paced right now because the internet is forcing us to be fast paced. TV, like media, everything is just forcing it to come by quickly. But when we're younger, I think it's so easy for us to do it because we are going to school, we're young, we're impressionable. So we carry those friends throughout life. But sometimes the friends that we meet as young women are not the women we carry through straight through to our livelihood. We sometimes lose those friends. They get married, they move away, they see each other some other way, they don't keep in touch, that kind of thing. And so here you are, left alone, and you need a girlfriend, you need friends, you need women need women to talk to and have conversations with in order to them to bounce ideas off of, in order for them to relate to certain situations. That's something that women need no matter what. That's my opinion. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's something that women need. We need that. We need to be able to have a girlfriend to talk to. But as an adult, if you find yourself constantly in rotation with friends, you can't trust this person, you can't do this with that person, this person is shady, watch this person, watch that person. Um, Here's something that I see a lot. Um, we always blame the other person, but maybe we need to start looking within and asking ourselves, what is inside of me that attracts people that do these things to me? So I'm going to leave you with that thought. I will see you on the next episode of She Talks Life. I know this one was pretty short, but I will be back tomorrow to give you some more conversation. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, that wraps up this Monday's episode. I hope that you guys gained some insight from this episode. I can't wait to see you back here. We will be back on Friday for a brand new episode of the She Talks Life podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review for the podcast so that the podcast can reach a wider audience. And check the show notes for any links and articles that may be related to the show. Also, my socials, if you want to follow me on any social media platform, that will also be in the show notes. So don't forget to check that out. And I will see you. This is your girl, Tavon Ray, and this is She Talks Life podcast. Bye, guys.